Hello, I'm Leonard Harry TAMAPTA. On October 28, 1988, Rini Airy and Tommy Smith went to Yellowknife to attend the Tourism Industry Conference, where people came from the different regions in the NWT. Tommy talked to 3 people from the different regions on what information they got from the conference.
Hi, and your name is?
Kane Duluana from Holman.
What did you get out of this meeting down here?
Well, a lot of things. A lot of people here have a lot of experience in tourism, and one of the things I'm down here for on behalf of the co-op is that we're getting more and more interested in tourism and just how to attract people and how to treat them and everything like that. What we could do as a co-op or as a community just do to help to make the tourists more welcome into our community, because there is big money out there in tourism, and being down here at the meetings and the workshops have helped me to realize that we have to really get involved in the tourism end of things.
Did you learn how to package a brochure?
Well, I have always unofficially been involved in some programs and brochures and stuff like that, and so this gives me more insight as to how we can improve our write-ups and any advertising material we may send out.
What kind of tourism you get up there?
Well, we get sport hunters, and we get more and more people now over the years coming up just to visit Holman, and it's interesting talking to them. And this past summer we had a cruise ship, World Explorer, come stop in Holman for a few hours, and as a co-op we learned pretty quickly just how people can appreciate a package tour in the community, and it really helps not only the community but the tourists as well to get a better feeling and then pass on what good things we do in Holman.
You got anything else to add to that?
Well, I think the message should be is that people have to get better organized too, and in the tourism end of it, and take advantage of the zones, the organization in a zone that represents your region, and put a package together and just see how much return you get from that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm not talking about Al. Well, they are advertising agencies.
What brought you down to this meeting?
Well, I have a long-standing participation in tourism in the Northwest Territories, particularly Inuvik and the Western Arctic. And this is an annual meeting held different places every year, and it's a very good chance to get together with other areas from Iqaluit, Kiewit, and High Arctic to see what they're doing, compare notes, see what the government's doing. Then there's always people from outside, Tourism Canada and Tourism Alberta. It's a very good place for ideas to see where you stand and what you should be doing. Then also, you want to promote things that are happening in our area in the Western Arctic. For example, the Dempster Highway is left out of the Travel Arctic advertising program. They're selling icebergs and mountains and saying, indicating you have to fly, or they don't say that you can drive to the Arctic, which is the main interest we have in the Western Arctic, Inuvik surrounding communities.
Did you learn anything from these here meetings?
Oh yes, quite definitely. A lot of it, though, is almost negative. For example, on the advertising, that they don't say you can drive to the Arctic. So that says then we have to get together and organize to be included, to be a part of it. See, the NWT is divided into 6 tourism zones. So we should have 1/6 of the action and participation.
Got anything else to add to that?
Well, no, tourism is a dynamic industry. It's a community-based, so individual people and communities can be interested in it and benefit from it. Smile, you are a tourism resource type thing, and then make some money from it as individuals, tour operators, hotel operators, restaurants. There's a lot of spin-off benefit to northern residents. For example, if you have a lot of tourists coming through here, then you're likely to get better airplane service, better hotel service for northern residents. So that it's a definite spin-off benefit for all northern residents. And the other thing is it's renewable. They just bring money and they don't take anything away. So it's a very dynamic business to be in, And Western Arctic, Northwest Territories has an awful lot to offer for visitors from United States, Europe, Japan. It's a great opportunity.
Okay, thank you.
Ted knows when their annual general meeting is. Christ, he was his president. You don't have to belong to it.
Hi, and your name is?
My name is David Turoktok. I'm representing Hunters and Trappers in Baker Lake.
What do you think of this year meetings?
Well, the meeting itself was very informative for me since this is my first day, and I picked up quite a bit. I picked up quite a bit of stuff that I never knew that existed, you know. So in the future, I hope, you know, future meetings, I hope to attend another one, you know, because it will help us out in Baker Lake. I think this is one of the first meetings that the Baker Lake delegates ever attended to. So I picked up quite a bit anyways. I missed two major portions of the meeting which I really wanted to attend, but otherwise, okay.
What kind of tours you get over in Baker Lake?
People in Baker Lake, they have outfitter like Tom Kadlu. He does the fishing. Well, fishermen come up to Baker Lake for the summer, and Tom is one of them. And there's a number of others who do, well, this kind of thing. But other than that, there's not much at this time yet. We're interested in getting into big game sports fishing, or not big game sports hunting, or just sightseeing. Other than that, not this. You know, we're just getting into that, so it's kind of hard for me to try and explain to you what we're trying to get into. Otherwise, I'll tell you more, but I don't have too much information at this time since we're just getting into that.
Did you learn how to package a deal and sell it?
Pardon me?
Did you learn how to package a deal and sell it like a brochure?
No, I didn't get that. I didn't get that part. I got the booklet on that now, but you know, I didn't follow through what they were talking about. It was kind of hard for me in some places to understand what they were talking about. You know, in other areas, I picked up very good. You know.
Okay, then, thank you.
Tommy talked to Alan Vaughan, the Assistant Deputy Minister of Economic Development and Tourism.
Yes. If a person wanted to get into tourism, who would he see?
In most of the communities across the territories, we have economic development officers living right in the community. And the first place to go is to meet with the economic development officer and talk to him about your ideas. If you're trying to find out some very general information about the tourism industry and what the opportunities are very generally in the tourism industry, I would suggest that people go to their local travel association. And there are travel associations right across the territories. And people could meet with some of the members or the general manager, talk to them about the opportunities that exist, and then they maybe could think about what their interests were and what the business opportunities were, and then they could go and have a chat with their local economic development officer. The economic development officer could work with people who were interested in terms of helping them develop a business plan and marketing plan, and talk to them about some assistance programs that are available. And then after that, all you got to do is get it up and going and get lots of people.
Would there be any funding involved with this?
Yes, there are a number of different funding programs available to help people identify to help you establish business plans and to make really good business plans, how you would organize your business, what it would cost, what sort of equipment you need, and how to develop your marketing plan in terms of who you should be going after, and whether you should be in newspaper or on the radio to try to tell people about your business. And there are also programs available to help you in terms of acquiring your equipment and in terms of building the structures that you need to work out of. The economic development officer in your community can help you with all of those. For all of the programs, the person who is interested would have to have some money, but you don't have to have all the money.
Would he have the forms there for you to fill out too for business?
He'll be able to go all the way through the forms with the people who are interested. He has all the forms there and he knows all the programs. It's not important for the people to know the names of the programs. He'll look after all that. It's just important for the person to come with his idea and his commitment to carry through on it and understand how much he can tackle, and then the economic development officer can lead him through the balance of the process.
Would you have anything else to say?
And I think the tourism industry holds a lot of opportunities for people, and it's something where you can start off small and you can grow as your interest and time after you build a client base. And I think another really good way to get into it is maybe working with some of the existing operators in the communities and talking to some of the people that you may know who operate a tourism business to find out a little bit about it to help you get yourself sort of organized, and maybe work with somebody else for a year and then start thinking about it and get it properly planned. Don't just launch off. Go through the proper planning process and then you stand a really good chance of success. There are lots of people in the south who do want to come to the north and have a holiday, and they will pay reasonable money for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jerry Mitchell held a workshop on how to make a brochure in the caribou room of the Yellowknife Inn.
Okay, first of all, you have to put a name for your tour. Then you need your tour features. Your tour features will include the airfare, hotel, all the attractions. And your tour highlights will also include such items as meals, touring, sample tour program. You give them a 6 to 7 to 14-day tour itinerary. You need to put photographs in there. Tell them about the wildlife, shots of the hamlets, the villages, accommodations. You put your tour dates in, tour dates when you depart, when you return, your prices per person, tour conditions, what tour conditions, what is all included in the tour package and what is not included. Responsibility clause, you as the outfitter, what you're responsible for, what you're not responsible for. A tour application that the client fills out, giving background information about themselves, their age, their health, special request, business phone, home phone, correct address, a reservation, information on reservations, when they're supposed to make payments, the initial payment and the final payment, and who is to be mailed to, whether it's in U.S. or Canadian funds. General information about the areas that you will be covering. Tour information about the tour outfitter himself, the background, his background, how well he's qualified, the training that he or she has had. And you have to look at your color brochures, whether you do 2-color or 4-color brochures. And you should get the pricing on your brochures before you decide on what colors you'll be doing.
Ted knows when their annual general meeting is. Christ was his president, for crying out loud. You know.
But there's no manager.
One that I'm working on now, it'll be a layout similar to this, referred to as a dummy. And this will have a lot of information about the destination we hope to market. In this, we'll take your tour programs and insert it in the brochure. Now, you are able to understand how we will be representing you down south. So without this, you don't know how much space you have in a brochure to promote your tour series. And when the airlines take a look at this brochure, they can see that their logos on there, the hotels. So we got a lot of support. But it's very costly to put out a brochure similar to this. And in doing so, once we're committed to tour features, tour highlights, tour dates, prices, we are committed to it. We cannot go back to the client and say, oh, I'm sorry, it's gone up another $200. Somebody made a mistake in pricing out the trip. Or we cannot cross it out with an ink pen and then mail it out. These things would cost $1, $1.50 a piece, and we just bring it down in value 25 cents by marking it up because of some mistake. So we bring this up to you, you take a look at it. And before we go into print, we always send it back to our host suppliers and say, do you see any changes? Is there anything else that should be added, deleted from the brochure? Then we go into a sample, or we start working on a marketing plan once we return home, and we analyze the potential client groups or try to identify our target markets. After coming up here several times, I may have to separate the clientele I'm after. I might have to go for the retirees on certain dates, or the people over 60 or 55 and over, and I might go for the ski groups on certain months. And we can't put them all on one brochure as we could say for South America or Hawaii. So we might have to design and prepare 2 or 3 different brochures.
Jerry talked about how to get to know the company that send the tourists down to you.
Get to know the background on the company you're dealing with, the company's profile. Don't waste time just talking to somebody if they are not a decision maker, mid-management, someone who will not sign the contract or doesn't have the influence to say, yes, I'll get you the people. Find out how long they've been in business and their travel history. I always pick up their brochures, newsletters. I'll go back 2 or 3 years. As soon as I'm in their office, my hands are busy. I'm picking up any information I can about them, goes in the briefcase. I get back home, I study it. What have they been paying for tours in the past? Who have they been directing their advertising to? I want to know about them as much as possible. Get on their mailing list. They have a newsletter that goes out each month, most cases. By being on the mailing list, you know who's being fired, hired, changes in company policy, and who's no longer responsible. You could spend all your time working with one person, and he or she plans on changing jobs, quitting, or starting their own business. So don't just hand out a brochure and think that you're going to get business. You have to constantly follow up on it. Be alert to any changes that take place. Now, meet with the contacts. Get as much information about the company as possible, and prepare yourself for that presentation. If you have to go ahead and make a presentation to an organization or to a tour operator, get all your facts together first. So I like to go out there on a fact-finding trip to understand what their needs are, where they've been in the past, how many clients they've moved in the past. And my first meeting with them, I do not sell them anything. I collect the information. I gather it up. I get all of this information, then I take it back, and I start preparing a proposal specifically for their needs, for their organization. I don't say, this is what we've been selling to everyone else. I tell them I designed this tour specifically for you, for your needs, for your clients, for their age, for their physical, how physically fit they are. They like that, a tailored-made tour program for them. And another thing is, when you're dealing with them, even though they don't know the territories, they've never been up here, learn to listen. Listen to them, what they're saying. They're the decision makers, and you're still not there to sell your product. You're there to get information. So I like to learn to listen to people, and you'll learn a lot about why they're not dealing with another tour operator, why they're talking to you, why they're not going back to the destinations they've been marketing for the last 10 years. Why are they considering the Northwest Territories? So don't talk, listen. They'll tell you a lot. And if you have to make any comment, and they say, well, listen, we can do this in a half a day, you know it'll take 2 days to get there, don't say a thing. Just let them carry on, and make notes. And then at the end of the session, I always tell them, I'll be back within 5 or 7 days, or we'll be mailing you a proposal that, again, is designed for your needs. By contradicting them, or by telling them they can't do this or that at the initial meeting, you've already set them up that they rather not, they're on the defensive. So when they get the chance to read your final proposal, they will understand, or you're able to go over each detail with them and explain why it should be done this way, why you have the years of experience up here, and that this tour is fitted for their needs.
Tommy talked to Jerry about marketing and management.
Okay. What is your name?
My name's Jerry Mitchell.
Can you tell me the most important things about the marketing?
About the market, I would say to have a quality product to offer the tour operators down south, and to be able to render the services that you promise, and to be able to work anywhere from 12 to 18 months in advance to have your packages ready for the marketplace, and to be unique in the designing of your tours, to come up with something different and exciting to offset the cost or to compete against other destinations, you know, like Africa or South America or parts of the United States and Canada.
Yeah, how long have you been doing this?
Oh, it's going on 21 years now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You enjoy it?
Very much. I like it very much. Yeah.
There's no other things that you can add to what you're just saying, eh?
I think that the people up here, the outfitters and operators, should always be aware of what competition is, and to continue to study what the Canadian Arctic has to offer, and not be satisfied with just one package, but always looking for something different, because repeat clientele is what we are all after. It saves money that way. We've got a satisfied client that we would like to have them come back a year or 2 years from now to extend their stay, go from a 6-day tour to a 14-day tour. And the uniqueness of the Northwest Territory is something I haven't seen elsewhere. And it's so beautiful. It's still an undiscovered treasure, really, in the industry. And it will take a while to educate the travel industry down south. But we should be prepared when these agents, travel agents or wholesalers or tour organizers come up here, want to buy a product from an outfitter, that we have it all packaged, ready to go. Yeah, that's the direction I see, or that we should be headed for.
So in other words, like you were saying before, just don't jump into it right away. Just take your time.
Mm-hmm. Take your time and
don't put too much into it.
No. Before you invest a lot of money and time in it, make sure that you have something to offer and that you're willing to go on a long-term investment. You cannot get rich quick in this business. The one who gets rich quick or tries to make money by cutting back on his services will be put out of business within 2 years. It will go throughout the network within the travel industry that he or she is not able to provide a good quality service, and as well as it will go out the network within the Northwest Territories not to deal with that person, because they could give a black eye to the entire industry by not producing a quality product. So, you know, one bad apple could really destroy it all. So we all have to police our own people and help each other. That's the big thing is we all have to help each other grow together as a team. So it does require teamwork. So work with the airlines, the hotels, transportation companies, restaurants, the locals within each community, to make them aware of the fact that you're bringing in tour groups and why they're coming and how they help the economy. And the more people are aware of the tourism industry, then they will appreciate all of these strangers coming into their towns.
Okay. Okay, then thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
On Sunday, at the Explore Hotel in the academic room, they gave out awards. A hospitality award was presented to the staff of Eucalyptus Shack Hotel in Cambridge Bay.
I don't get this. I gotta make all the mistakes with the words and Klaus gets all the kisses.
Pankertank Visitors Association got an award for the practical application of tourism, planning and development, and was inspiration to the other communities of its region. The Cambridge Bay Hotel got other awards for the support on community events.